airplanes and helicopters here at this museum. So I'm at the airport today, obviously, because I had some things I wanted to talk about that are related to the flying and the airport and airplanes. So I wanted to talk today about some things relating to flying. First thing is fear of flying. So, and all this stuff is from my personal experience. So, fear of flying. It's not an uncommon fear. And the thing about the fear of flying is, although a lot of people have it and it seems like it makes sense, statistically it doesn't really make sense. There's so many things that we do in our daily activities that are a lot more dangerous than flying. I think everybody knows about the driving one, that driving a car is like 10 times more dangerous than flying. You're more likely to die, that is. There were some other ones that I looked up just to see like what other daily activities are more dangerous than flying. And some of them blew my mind. One of them was obviously motorcycles, if you ride a motorcycle. But another one was walking. Apparently walking, I think it said, was like 300 times more dangerous than flying. And I'm talking about commercial aviation. I'm at a municipal airport right now with like general aviation planes, but I'm specifically talking about like commercial planes. So apparently walking, you are like 300 times more likely to die walking than flying. Another one was eating food. It made the point that you're more likely to die from the airplane food than being on the airplane. There's a bunny over here. You see that little sneaky bunny? Anyway, check out these planes. Look at this one. I like the nose on this one. It's like, it's got quite a profile. And the tail too. I don't know, this one looks fun. Kind of reminds me of Baloo's plane. Obviously it's not yellow, but from Tailspins. Anyway, I think besides just the fear of dying or whatever when you fly, people are also usually afraid of turbulence. And so that's another thing I wanted to talk about quickly. So I'm not a pilot, full disclosure, but I have had some flying experience. I've flown multiple aircraft on probably 24 or so different occasions where I was flying the plane. And I've flown helicopters and things too. And I was on a track to become an aviator at one point. So I do know a little about flying, but again, I'm not saying I'm the authority on this, but so turbulence, here's the thing. It's not dangerous. It feels scary because you think, oh gosh, this thing's gonna shake apart or it's gonna fall out of the sky, but turbulence is not what causes plane accidents. The planes endure the very rigorous stress testing when they're building these planes. You can look into it, like the types of things that they do to the wing, like how far the wing can bend, how much the plane can shake. They throw all kinds of things into these airplane engines to make sure that they can survive bird strikes and just all kinds of stuff. And so these planes are really rigorously built. And turbulence, it feels scary, but it's not. And you may even hear people talk about more severe forms of turbulence, like downbursts and microbursts. Even still, statistically, that's not what causes plane accidents. Plane travel in general is very safe. So when you're flying, or if you need to fly, try to remind yourself that although it feels scary, sometimes things feel scary and they're not. And it's good to inform ourselves about what we're actually doing to try to help ourselves feel better about it. I'll have one more thing to say about that at the end here. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was anxiety. Anxiety. So why do we have anxiety? Anxiety is actually a protective mechanism it's our body trying to actually help us and take care of us. It's like us trying to be a good planner. They say, I have some sort of perceived threat or challenge or something, let me stress out about it to try to figure out an answer so that I will be safe and that nothing bad will happen. So it's intended to be something good, but it ends up driving us crazy and causing us all sorts of problems. And so what can you do? So here's the thing, when you're anxious, you're living in the future. Just like when you're depressed, you're living in the past. And what can you do to solve both of those things is not be either of those places, is be in the present. And what does that mean? A common thing that people like to talk about nowadays is mindfulness. And you can look into all types of ways of like how to practice mindfulness, what is mindfulness. But essentially all I'm trying to talk about today is just trying to be present. Like when you're doing something, be there with that thing. Like back to that cliche thing I said yesterday about life, the journey being, it's all about the journey. Like that's part of it too. Like if you're not present, you're not appreciating the journey. Like what life did you live if you were thinking all about what's the next thing to come and that thing maybe happened or didn't even happen? Live your life while you're living it. So I know that's not gonna cure anybody's anxiety. Small piece of advice there, but it really can be sometimes that simple. It's just the application part sometimes that makes it hard. It's certainly not easy dealing with anxiety. It's a very challenging thing, but really the best thing you can do is just try to be present. Try to be mindful, do a body scan, do deep breathing, put yourself in the moment, experience what's going on right now. All right, the last thing kind of is panic attacks. Panic attacks. What can you do for a panic attack? So this is also from my own experience. I have experienced panic attacks before in my life, and things that I found that have helped include engaging all your senses. So, find something, sight, smell, sound, taste, touch. Like if you watch a movie, that's going to engage your sight and your sound. And if it's funny, that's something that emotes in a different direction. If it's something it's like good memories, like you can watch like a family trip you took or some pictures of some good memories, that could be helpful. Like listen to some music that makes you think about happy times. Smell something enjoyable, like something calming, a calming scent. I got like those, there's candles, and then there's the like the essential oils and things like that, which I don't know, sometimes people say those aren't so good, but just find something good to smell. Have a mint, have a candy that you enjoy. And then for touch, you could put a comfy blanket on, or a robe, or a thunder shirt. I don't have one, but those sound like those could be pretty nice sometimes. And there's even devices. There's this thing called the CalmiGo. I've never tried it. I've never had it. I tried to get it, but it didn't work out. But it's like an inhaler, except you don't breathe in, you breathe out, so you exhale, and there's no medication in it. It's like an activity that's meant to do like breathing exercises, and then it has like lights and vibrations and all kinds of different things to like get all your senses going, like I was saying before. So anyway, that's what you can do for that. So engaging all your senses. It's kind of like a mindfulness thing. It's distracting you from the thing that is so distressing to you, that puts you in a different place and helps you calm down. Bird. All right, so the last thing I wanted to say in this little talkity talk is back to the flying. and the anxiety and the panic attacks all together. When all these things are combined, you know, it can make you not do things. You know, you'll say, oh, I want to go on this thing, but it's this thing that I'm stressed about or anxious about is holding me back. Or it doesn't have to be flying. It can be, I remember when I was a kid, there was like a trip I went on and there was some like excursion or adventure that we were going to do, and I got scared and didn't do it. I regret it. I regret it. I regret it. It's been like decades of regret. You know, I don't try to beat myself up over it, but you know, if I could go back, I'm like, man, I would do that. Like, anxiety, when you cave into it, you miss out on things, and then you have regrets. Don't let these things hold you back. It takes a lot of courage to stand up to your own anxiety, but it feels so good when you get on the other side of that. And just because you do it once, it doesn't mean that you beat it and it's never gonna happen again. So just know that you gotta keep doing it. It's like every time, but it's always gonna feel great every time. You're always gonna be better on the other side. Like, yeah, anxiety is a protective mechanism. You shouldn't just do everything all willy-nilly. But that's why we have like common sense and things too. Like, if you see that flying is so statistically safe, then maybe your fear of it shouldn't prevent you from going to that place that you want to go to. You know, give it a shot. I hope I said something that was elucidated something for you, or that you found insightful, something that you can stick in your back pocket. And maybe you enjoyed something I showed you. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day. Okay, bye.